Hey folks, and welcome to the Raw Facts Canada channel. This channel is dedicated to providing the absolute raw facts about moving to Canada and life in Canada. As a disclaimer, let me say this. I am not an immigration consultant and neither am I an immigration professional. Please do your own research, consult the experts if you want, and make the best decision that suits you. Anyway, let's delve into today's session. So I got a question from one of my friends. His question was simple. Can I travel to Canada on a visit visa and later on switch to a student permit? Anyway, with questions like this, I just like to get the information from the government's website. So in a minute or two, we will be going to the government website to explore that question and see what the answer is. Join me. Okay, so here we are on the Canadian government's website, ircc.canada.ca. I mean, this is the most credible website that you can consult for these kind of questions. So the question is simple. Can I apply for a study permit if I'm already in Canada? That's similar to my friend's question. Now, the answer is simple. Yes, you can. You can apply for a study permit while you are in Canada. Find out what instructions you need to follow and what forms you need to use by telling us where you're applying from. It goes on to say some people don't need a study permit Some people don't need a study permit to study in Canada. If your class or program starts less than 6 months or lasts less than 6 months, or you meet one of the other exceptions, you may not need to get one. Find out if you need a study permit. If you don't need a study permit, you can enroll in your classes. Now, I do know that my friend's program lasts more than 6 months, so I'm guessing he does need a work permit. So let's click the first link and see what's there. Okay, so it talks about how you can apply. Now, this first paragraph is very, very important. It says that generally you must apply for a study permit before you come to Canada. Some people can apply for a study permit from within Canada. In some cases, you can apply when you arrive in Canada at the port of entry. Make sure you understand which option is available for you. Now, what this website is saying is, or the government's website is saying is, generally, it is ideal for you to apply for your study permit before you come to Canada. Now, the reason most people would like to apply after they get here is, some people figure it's a way to kind of circumvent the system. I've heard some people also say that when they do this, probably their student permit would come out faster. Now, I cannot guarantee that. I do not know anyone that has done that and has succeeded. So again, I'm not an immigration professional or consultant. I don't have any data on that to back that opinion. So please, again, do your own research. So it says, get your documents ready. You need your letter of acceptance from the designated learning institution. Now, if you'd like me to delve into what a designated learning institution is, please let me know in the comment section and we can have another video on that. But if your school that you want to attend in Canada is not a designated learning institution, you might not be able to get a study permit. So please keep that in mind. Now, for some programs, you might need what is now called a TAL or a PAL. So a PAL is a provincial attestation letter, and a TAL is a territorial attestation letter. Now, if you need me to explain that as well, please let me know in the comment section and we can delve a bit more into it. So it says all the documents you need, tells you how to apply online. If we scroll down, it says get specific instructions on how to apply. So we're applying from inside Canada, assuming my friend is here. Now, this part is required. It says only some people can apply for a study permit from inside Canada. Do any of the situations below describe you or the person you're applying for? So you need to pick one of these and make sure one of these applies to you. So if you look through these points, I think point number 7 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It says you or your spouse, common law partner, or dependent child has a temporary residence permit, TRP, valid for 6 months or more. So a TRP is a visit visa, as a temporary residence permit. So a visit visa qualifies as a temporary residence permit. So basically what it's saying here is, if my friend gets here and he has a temporary resident permit, a visit visa that is valid for 6 months or more, he may be able to apply for a study permit. So that answers his question. So we click yes, and then it says, are you a Ukrainian national or a family member of a Ukrainian national? He's not, so we say no, and then gives you all that you need. You need a scanner or camera to make electronic copies of the document, a valid debit or credit card, and yada yada yada, all the other stuff that you need to make the application. Okay, so I think his question is answered. He can apply. Now, here is my own piece of information I'd like to add to all of this. If you are thinking of doing this, there's something that I want you to keep in mind. If you come to Canada on a visit visa and intend to get here and then apply for a study permit, I want you to keep this in mind. What are you going to be doing during the period where you have submitted your study permit application and you're waiting? What are you going to be doing in that time period? Because there is no guarantee that when you submit your study permit application, it is going to be approved in a week, 2 weeks, a month, 2 months, or 3 months. It all varies. There are people that get theirs very quickly, and there are some that may delay. So I want you to keep these in mind if you intend to do this. What are you going to be doing in that time period? If you have family, friends, and family members that can host you while you're in Canada, maybe your situation is a bit better. But if you're all alone and you're going to be here all alone and by yourself, I want you to keep this in mind, that on a visit visa, it may be difficult for you to get any employment, because I do not know if any employers are willing to hire anybody on a visit visa. It may be difficult for you to open a bank account. It may be difficult for you to rent an apartment. Yes, because landlords may not be too comfortable with someone being on a visit visa and trying to rent a place. So you may be stuck with Airbnbs and hotels, which are very, very expensive. So keep this in mind if you're thinking about doing this. Be very careful. The ideal situation is to apply for your study permit back home, get it, come here as a student, and go to school or whatever you want to do in Canada. Anyway, so this is my simple answer to the question. Like I said at the beginning, this channel is dedicated to providing the absolute raw facts, no sugarcoating. If you have any other questions that you'd like me to address in the video, please let me know, and we'll get to it in the next one. See you guys later. Bye.